the Lord gave us the understanding of why it's taking so long for him to teach us the spiritual manifestation of the law. I will repeat that for you because it's really important, that, and I just learned it myself with you this past Sunday. The reason the Lord's taking so long to teach us is because each black box, or each spiritual principle, is locked up in a black box and manifested in the Old Testament as the Levitical law. If the Lord teaches us, or tries to teach us, the spiritual application of that law, if he unpacks the black box and tries to teach us the spiritual application of that law, before we have matured into the level of morality or conscience based upon what he taught us previously. Okay, let me say it again. If the Lord attempts to teach us, or to teach us the spiritual principle of one of the Levitical laws, and we're not ready to experientially rise into that level of consciousness, the result will be that we'll go back under the law. If we are not ready, if we are not if our conscience has not matured based upon what the Lord has taught us so far, if our conscience is not mature enough to understand the next spiritual principle based upon a Levitical law, if we're not already at a degree of morality and consciousness that we have reason to hope to rise into the next level. Okay, let me say it that way. When the Lord teaches us the spiritual understanding of an aspect of the Levitical law, it's not to tickle our ears. The reason for unwrapping the package, or the wrapping of the Levitical law, so that we can grasp the spiritual principle underlying it, is that our conscience should rise into the next level of understanding and implementing in our soul, okay, that level of conscience. I'm going to say it again. The only reason the Lord will be unwrapping a hidden spiritual principle that's hidden behind a Levitical law, he's not doing this to play games with us or give us a good message that we enjoy. He's doing it so that we will have a standard of conscience and morality by which he now expects us to arise into. Once the Lord reveals a level of morality and conscience to us that we have not attained to previously, he expects us to rise into it. What does that mean? He expects us to implement it. He expects us to develop that degree of morality in our own conscience. So if he unwraps that spiritual principle and we're not ready to rise into that, because we have not yet risen into the degree of morality intended for us to rise into from the previous thing that he taught us, the chances are very great of us going back under the law. In other words, let me try it another way. We will see, if he unwraps that spiritual principle before we're ready, our intelligence, our intellect, because we're all good, well-meaning people here wanting to serve the Lord. So our intellect will recognize the righteousness of what the Lord is telling us. But if we are incapable of rising, of our conscience developing to the point that it internalizes this new degree of morality, if we are incapable of it because we have not yet risen to the level of morality intended for us by the previous teaching, okay, if we are incapable of rising to that level of conscience, but our intellect recognizes that it's a valid principle, we're in danger of going back under the law.